Hello, dear Mr. Share family. I'm so happy you've returned and are ready for an incredibly interesting and, dare I say, immersive journey of imagination. Today, we're going to dive into a super fascinating and equally hard-to-handle question. What would happen if Earth had no land, just water? Now let's strap on our floaties and get ready to dive deep into this watery world. When thinking about this idea, many of you probably immediately think of the movie Waterworld, released in 1995. In the movie, the ice caps have melted completely, and the sea level has risen by 7,600 meters, turning Earth into a giant water globe. The main character sails across the vast ocean with no land in sight. I must admit, the idea is intriguing, but guys, life isn't like the movies. Earth does indeed have a lot of water, but unfortunately, not enough to turn it into a planet that's just water. That's right, 70% of Earth's surface is ocean, with an average depth of 3.6 kilometers. If you gathered all the water on the planet, including the oceans, rivers, lakes, groundwater, water in clouds, and even the ice caps, and poured it into a water bottle shaped like a sphere, that sphere would only have a diameter of about 1,385 kilometers. Sounds big, right? But compared to Earth, that's just a thin apple peel. So what if all the ice melted? Well, this scenario could very likely happen in the future if climate change continues. But even if the ice at the poles and all the ice on the mountain peaks were to melt, the sea level would only rise by about 70 meters. Don't get me wrong, 70 meters is more than enough to make a whole bunch of coastal cities sink. Cities like New York, Tokyo, London, or any city near the sea would be at risk of going on an underwater vacation. But wait, 70 meters isn't enough. To fully submerge all continents and turn Earth into a water world like in the movie, we would need an additional 7,530 meters of water. That's right, you didn't mishear. That number is enormous. In other words, the movie Waterworld exaggerated by over 100 times. Even if all the ice on Earth melted, our planet still wouldn't become a water sphere. Want a real water world? We would need a massive cosmic catastrophe. To create enough water to submerge all the continents, Earth would have to endure millions of giant ice meteors crashing from space. These meteors would have to fall from the Kuiper Belt, the area beyond Neptune. But don't get too excited. Every time a meteor hits, it's a disaster. Remember, about 66 million years ago, one meteor was enough to send the dinosaurs packing. Now imagine a few hundred meteors hitting the ocean wouldn't just create mega tsunamis, but would also wipe out all life on the planet. So where did life come from? Scientists believe that life may have started from hydrothermal vents at the bottom of the ocean. These are places where hot water from Earth's core shoots out, creating an ideal environment for the first life forms to appear. But without land, these vents would be in incredibly harsh depths and could completely change the evolutionary process. And without land, who would crawl ashore to begin the evolutionary journey? Lobe-finned fish would never crawl onto land, and we wouldn't exist either. Exactly, without land, lobe-finned fish, the ancestors of four-legged animals, would never have crawled onto the shore to begin the miraculous journey that brought humans to where we are today. Without lungs to breathe air, without legs to walk on land, there'd be no dinosaurs, no dogs, no cats, and certainly no humans sitting here chatting with you about this fascinating topic. But don't worry, the oceans would still be teeming with life. If Earth were all water, marine life would still thrive. Species like giant squids or even legendary kraken-like monsters might become commonplace. Thanks to the deep-sea gigantism phenomenon, creatures in the ocean depths could grow to enormous sizes, making the ocean a place full of danger and mystery. Imagine it, giant sharks could become the top predators in the food chain, or unknown creatures might develop super senses to adapt to the darkness and pressure of the deep ocean. Without sunlight, life here might have to rely on chemical energy from the hydrothermal vents, and this water world would become a place full of mystery and wonder that we can't even begin to imagine. An underwater civilization, why not? Without land, intelligent civilizations could still arise in the ocean. They might use energy from hydrothermal vents or harness power from ocean waves, sunlight, and ocean currents. Building cities from coral and shells. Totally possible. Marine creatures could invent advanced biological technologies to adapt to their environment. Imagine they could create bioluminescent creatures to provide light at the ocean's depths, or use genetically modified algae to supply food and energy. Transportation. How about riding a giant shark created through biotechnology? That would definitely be cool, don't you think? And don't forget, we're not the only ones who can imagine underwater civilizations. It's possible that intelligent marine creatures could evolve to communicate using acoustic waves, just like dolphins or whales today. They might build complex communication systems and transfer information in ways we've never imagined. And who knows, maybe a deep-sea civilization has existed for millions of years, and we've never realized it. To sum up, a water world doesn't mean life would stop. Life would evolve in unimaginable ways. Intelligent marine creatures could communicate through acoustic waves, build extremely creative civilizations, and develop a world completely different from what we know today. A water world, even without humans, would never stop evolving. But what's next? I just added a little more spice to the story. If Earth were to gain more water from deep sources within its core, or from a cosmic anomaly like a meteor impact or alien planet, what would happen next? Perhaps Earth wouldn't just be submerged, but these super oceans would continue to transform. The extreme depths of the ocean would create giant deep-sea trenches, and they could become home to completely different life forms, similar to volcanic craters on other planets. Exploration wouldn't stop there. This new Earth would open up countless new opportunities for deep-sea exploration. And who knows, somewhere out there, we might find other water planets, water worlds of the universe. Have you ever thought about that? But don't stop at Earth. Let's take a look at our solar system, specifically at two of Jupiter's moons, Europa and Ganymede. Did you know that Europa is one of the brightest candidates for life outside of Earth, thanks to its massive liquid ocean beneath a thick crust of ice that's tens of kilometers deep? What we've learned from space missions is that beneath this ice, Europa could host a vast ocean, with conditions perfect for microorganisms to thrive. Not just Europa, but Ganymede, the largest moon of Jupiter, holds mysteries beneath its thick ice layer too. Ganymede is believed to have a layered ocean system underneath its surface, with the possibility of multiple oceans stacked on top of one another between layers of ice. This means that there could be several different environments where life might exist in different oceanic layers. Imagine if life really does exist on Europa or Ganymede, an underwater civilization there could be entirely different from anything we've ever known. Creatures might have evolved in a lightless environment, relying on energy from hydrothermal vents or from chemical reactions deep within the ocean. Who knows, perhaps these moons are hiding extraterrestrial deep-sea civilizations that we're just beginning to imagine. So there you have it. You've had a thrilling adventure with Mr. Share. If you found this content exciting and interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Mr. Share's channel right away. Hit the bell so you don't miss any super hot videos in the future, because Mr. Share always brings you super interesting discoveries from the world of science. And for now, goodbye.